Hello, so I'm making a second part to the tree generation. So if you complete the first part, you'll notice that if you add height to your terrain, as I've done here, I've added some details, some textures, grass, and as you can see over here and all around, I have changed the height a bit of the terrain. If I click play now, you can see in the gameplay scene, trees are actually spawning inside the hills. So they're not spawning exactly on top of the terrain. And this is happening because in the code we set the trees to spawn at the Y position of 0. So what we need to do is calculate where exactly the Y position is on the terrain and then spawn the tree there. So we're going to open up the script. What we're going to do first is add one more variable, and it's going to be a public layer mask. And we're going to call this ground layer. Now, in this if statement, we don't just want a instantiate anymore. What we want to do is do an if statement. So if, and then what we're going to do is a physics.raycast, and now we're going to enter some parameters. And if you're wondering what we're going to enter, it's going to be this format here. So first of all, we're going to enter its vector 3 position. So we're going to type new vector 3. I'm going to spawn the raycast at position X. We're going to set it to 200 in the sky. Actually, we'll make it 100. And then position Y for the Z axis. And then we're going to add the direction. So vector 3 dot down, because we're going to shoot the raycast down towards the terrain. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to add the raycast hit information. So we're going to type out raycast hit and hit. Give it its distance of 200. So it doesn't matter how deep or high the terrain goes, we'll always be able to hit it with the raycast. And then finally, we're going to add our ground layer variable. So now, if the raycast hits the ground, we need to find out where exactly it hit. So to do that, what we're going to do is create a new float and call it Y point. Then we're going to say Y point equals hit dot point. So this is the impact in world space where the raycast has hit the terrain, and we want the Y position of that. Now that we have that, what we can do is put the instantiate underneath here, and instead of 0, we put the Y point. And that should be it. That should solve our problem. No intense maths needed. So to make sure it works, just make sure you set your ground layer to the layer of your terrain, which in my case is ground. So now if I click play, the trees now spawn exactly on top of the terrain, no matter the height. So this has been the second part of tree procedural generation. If you have any problems, let me know and I can make another video about it. Just contact me in the comments or on my Discord server.